There we go. If I asked him to start it up, we'd still be waiting for him to do it. So the statue came from Mexico City in 2012, and I think for those of you here today, you're getting a great sneak preview of the Andrade Family Champions Park that we'll be unveiling later this spring. That really now makes the statue a venue that people will want to come and visit. So, you know, the story behind the wager is that the week following the AFC and NFC championship games, I was attending the U.S. Conference of Mayors in Washington, D.C., and Mayor Kenny from Philadelphia was also there. So we had the opportunity to meet up a couple times, and some good-natured bragging and banter. And a friend of ours here in Brockton, Keith Hayes, had put a post on social media pointing out the two cities both with Rocky statues. And so I challenged the Philadelphia mayor, saying, when is the next time the two Super Bowl teams will both be homes to statues of Rocky? Let's do something unique with the statues. And so we came up with the wager that the losing team's Rocky would have to pose for a photo opportunity, wear the apparel or garb of the Super Bowl winning team. Now, when I made the wager, I was already ordering the Danny Amendola Patriots jersey to go put on Rocky Balboa. Did not really think it was going to turn out this way. But nonetheless, I've got to tell you, it's been a great positive experience, I think, for Brockton. I think it was an opportunity for us to remind the world that Brockton is the home of Rocky Marciano, to remind them of the only undefeated heavyweight champion in the history of boxing, and to let the world know that that we have a Rocky statue. And I think hundreds of thousands of people across the country now know that there's a Rocky Marciano statue in Brockton. I think that was gained as a result of the wager. So as disappointed as I am to suffer through this afternoon, I do think that it's been a huge positive for the city of Brockton, for the legacy of Rocky, and for Brockton. Brockton is Rocky's hometown. I think as Mayor Kenny and I chatted, we also realized that Brockton and Philadelphia have a lot in common. We're very similar cities. Obviously, Philadelphia is larger, but if you think of the two cities, you know, blue-collar cities with great sports traditions, with great boxing traditions, and, you know, ironically, Rocky Marciano, when he beat Jersey Joe Walcott for the heavyweight title in 1952, that fight took place in Philadelphia. Rocky won the world title in Philadelphia. When we think about Marvin Hagler's career, some of Marvin's biggest fights leading up to his title fights were against Philadelphia fighters at the Philadelphia Spectrum. So I'm dating myself now, but, you know, Benny Briscoe, Bobby Boogaloo Watts, Willie the Worm Monroe, those were big fights in Philadelphia that took place between Hagler and those great Philadelphia fighters. So there are a lot of parallels between the cities. I still remind everyone that our Rocky was the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. Their Rocky is an actor. But so even though we lost the football game, I'd still like our odds in an actual fight between our Rocky and their Rocky. So nonetheless, we will suffer through today. The other side bet that the mayor and I had, just to make it a little more personally interesting, he put up a case of Yard's beer brewed in Philadelphia, and I put up a case of Rocky Marciano wine. So we did last Friday ship Mayor Kenny a case of 6 bottles of Rocky Marciano wine that's, I guess, somewhere between Ripatiatina, Italy, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we'll send him his photo of this Philadelphia Eagles banner and our Rocky, and he can enjoy it with a bottle of Rocky Marciano wine. So the challenge we faced, and part of the little delay after the game, is I don't think the folks in Philadelphia really understood how large our Rocky statue was. So when we explained to them that they weren't going to be able to just take a jersey off the shelf and send it to us, and we actually sent them some photos with dimensions of the statue, it took a little thinking for a while, and Mayor Kenny actually worked with the Philadelphia Eagles to come up with the idea of hanging a banner on the statue. So anything else we tried is just not big enough. So we will put up a Philadelphia Eagles banner, and we will leave it for the remainder of the day, and we'll take it down at the end of the day. But we'll give them their due. We'll honor our wager and pay up. So it's great to have you all here with us, and on that we'll ask the crew to go ahead and put the banner up. No clapping when the banner goes up. No clapping. No applause. Yeah.
No, I was. I'll be nice today.
Why should today be any different? Yeah.
Good point, Bill. I do my best.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey Nick, go give him the scuff. No?
It was pretty useless when it was on there.
I know.
That's all right.
out.